In today's video, we're going to take a look at a recently released map known as Deadwood. Our first impressions of the map are favorable. It looks like a nice little map with a lot of nice detail. There are a couple of little oddities to the map, and we'll talk about those in just a few minutes. But we're going to take a quick overview of the map, then we're going to look at the base game farm that we are provided with, and certainly make a few changes to it to suit our style of gameplay. Hello and welcome to the Farm Bubba channel, where we help you learn all you need to have fun in Farming Simulator 22. Be sure to check out the Farm Bubba channel homepage for more videos, and while you're there, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to be notified when a new video is posted. Please leave a comment below to let us know what you think of this video and give us suggestions for topics for future videos that you would like to see. All right then, let's get going. So now we have our map loaded up and we're ready to go. We have our character designed already. And we do want to allow AutoDrive to generate a route network from the traffic and helper data on the map. So we answer yes to this one. And here we are in the map. Now I have a mod installed known as Easy Development Controls. And with that, I can hit my function 12 key. If you do not have Easy Development Controls downloaded, you might want to check it out. It's available on the Mod Hub, and this is more of a developer mod that gives you a lot of options to alter your gameplay, to alter your map, and to customize things. It's a very, very handy tool. But what we're going to do here in the first general settings is we're going to scroll down here to flight mode. We want to turn flight mode on. We want to make sure that HUD visibility is on. And delete objects is turned on, and we're going to stop right here at the teleport player. We'll go down to the next icon here. We're going to leave super strength off for the moment, but we're going to come down here. We're going to change the running multiplier to 12 and turn that on. That's going to allow us, when we do our aerial view in flight mode, we'll be able to move across the map a lot faster. So we're going to leave that there, but we're going to go right back up here and leave our cursor up around the super strength so that when we do need super strength, we can pop back in here, turn it on real quick, do what we need to do, and then pop back in and cut it off. So now we're going to take a look at the map. Like I said, the map offers quite a bit of detail. It's very nice looking. And if we pop into our map view, the strange part about it is that we have two areas that we own right away. Over on this side of the map, we own a big field here and a smaller field there. And on this other part of the map is where our farm is actually located. So we can see here some of our vehicles are here. But back over on this side of the map, we are right next to the shop. But here's one of our pieces of equipment. It looks like a combine and some other pieces of equipment here, but it's kind of a strange that we have two areas that are split up like that. But we're going to change that here shortly. So first thing, if we take a look at the equipment that we are provided with in the beginning, I have my own equipment that I like, so I'm going to get rid of most of this equipment here, and we just go in here and just sell it off. I don't usually sell off all of the equipment. I'll keep some of it and maybe customize it some, but I just went ahead and got rid of all of it for right now. And it generated us a little bit of income. Gave us about a $2 million worth. Now, if we spend all of that on new equipment and new buildings and whatnot, then we will just cheat in some money using our Easy Development Controls if we need to. So from our map view, I'm also going to get rid of these properties here. So we're going to sell this piece of property off here for $252,000. We're going to sell off this other one here for another $152,000. Now we're up to about $2.5 million or so. So we're going to run across the other side of the map to where our starting farm is and make some modifications to that. I have my own particular buildings and animal pens that I like. So if they don't have the ones that I want here, we're just going to get rid of these and get the ones that we want. Now, one thing that I did notice here, we have a cow field here. It's kind of a strange setup here. There's no barn. There's just this loading thingy here. There's a silo that I would imagine contains some of the food for the cows. And it's got a pond and looks like a straw bin here in the middle of the field. I don't particularly care for this, so we're going to probably get rid of that. We have a couple of other buildings here that we will get rid of. Actually, probably most of the buildings here we're going to get rid of, because I think this is a pigsty here, and I'm not in the mood to do any pigs this time. So let's just go ahead and jump into our construction here, and let's just go ahead and, yep, that's a pigsty. We'll go ahead and sell that off. I don't like this silo complex. For $100,000, I can get something a lot less. That's a big chicken coop. I like a more rural sort of a chicken coop. Here's a sheep barn. We're not going to do any sheep. That looks like some hay and pallet storage, but we can't seem to get rid of that one for whatever reason. And this is a little storage shed, and we can't seem to get rid of that for any reason. But we can get rid of the cow pasture for $75,000. So we pretty much got rid of everything on our starting farm, but that's okay. We're going to fix it up just like we wanted to here shortly. Well, I don't want this perfectly round little pond here in the middle, so we will go into our landscaping tools, go down here to sculpting, into leveling, make a little bit bigger target, and we're just going to level this whole thing out. Got to kind of creep up on it a little bit, let it do its own work. Something like that. Now, one of the things that I have an issue with some of these maps, let's see, we've got prairie grass here. Let's see what prairie grass looks like real quick. That's some pretty high stuff. It looks like most of this is populated with that prairie grass. There's another grass over here called meadow, which is a little bit shorter. It's your traditional meadow grass that you see on a lot of other maps. What we will probably do is we're going to populate this with our meadow when we get our cow barn and pasture fixed up. So let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Let's go over here to animals and cows, and let's go down and find, there's a particular cow barn that you can use with some pasture extensions. And this is one of them right here. It says extended pasture ready. So what we're going to do is put one of these right in here. Now we come up here to our pasture extensions. Let's find a 50 by 50. That's pretty big. And we want to make sure that we know about where our boundaries are going to be. It's kind of hard to spot sometimes because once you place these, you don't really see the boundaries. And we need to put a fence around the boundaries. So I've got a feeling right about in there. And the pasture we want to extend is the cow barn. So we answer yes to that. And we'll pull this other one over, and we're going to go somewhere about in here. And so now we're going to have a huge pasture. And you see how all of that disappears. So you just have to have some idea that your boundaries are somewhere over around by this tree here, somewhere back in through here, and then back over in this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a fence around this area and hope that it actually encloses all of our area here. So come down here to decoration, to fences. This is the fence I like here. So we're going to start right at the corner. Now what we're going to do is go back up in here to our landscaping, into plants, and let's just go ahead and pick a huge target, and let's just go ahead and populate all of that meadow grass in here. So it's all going to look the same. And here again, you're going to be a little bit more careful with this. Line everything up at 90-degree angles, and then fill all of this in very carefully. We're just kind of speeding through this just to demonstrate everything that we do. I know our trigger is over in here somewhere. Let's put a bull in here real quick. Let's put a bunch of cows in here. And throw a few calves in here too. And so now we got some cows in here. Hopefully none of them are going to go past the fences, and the fences are in pretty much the areas that we need them to be in. But that makes for to me, a little bit nicer looking cow pasture. Okay, now one of the other problems here is since we can't get rid of these two buildings here, there is a mod that you can get that we can camouflage this building here. So let's go into our construction menu under silos. Here it is right here. This building here is the exact same size as that one there. So if we slip that building right in through there, you can't even tell that that other building was there because it's an exact duplicate. It just added all of this milk storage area. That's something you can do with your landscape tools if you're careful. This building here, we'll go ahead and use that for some straw and pallet storage. But we're also going to add a silo over here. I have my favorite silo that I like. This thing here will hold just about everything you want it to hold. Let's spin it around this way. Put it right in here. And we'll landscape around that in just a little bit. We also want to put a silo extension over here for our manure. We will place it right here. Let's back it right up against the fence here. Put that right there. We want to put a chicken coop in here, so let's go back into our animal menu over to chickens. This is the chicken coop that I like. We're going to pop it in here. You can put this thing just about anywhere you want to, but this is where I'm going to put it. We need to put a shed in here to store some of our equipment. Let's put this big one in here. Then we'll landscape around that in a little bit. We want a fermenting silo also. This one has a 90-degree loading and unloading area, so we're going to put it over here and we'll make a little path right up in through there. We're going to put a little workshop right here next to our silo. Let's put it right there. We'll landscape around that in a little bit. Let's put another shed over here to store some other equipment. So we'll put that over there. We're also going to put a house in here. We're going to turn it around in here somewhere, landscape around it, put a little fence around it. We want to put a horse pasture over in this area here, but we're going to have to clear some trees out first. So what we do here is go into our easy development controls. Up here where it has delete objects input, make sure that is turned on. And then all we have to do is come in here, get close to that little round target right in the middle. If we're on one of those trees, we just hit our delete key. Got to get close enough to them though. There it goes. We're just going to delete a few of these trees in here so we can put our horse pasture in. That might be enough. Back in our construction menu, over to animals, over to horses, and this very first one here, spin it around. Kind of line it up somewhere. That looks pretty good there. We'll decorate that with a shed and a few other little items there to make a cozy little spot for our horses. We also want to pop a couple of greenhouses in, maybe at least just one. So go back in our construction menu over to production, down to greenhouses. I like this greenhouse here because it does require that you put seed, fertilizer, and manure and water in it to make it work. And we're going to stick it, we can put them just about anywhere, but let's turn it this way so it gets plenty of sun. And we're going to park it right there. Let's go ahead and we can always clear a couple of trees out around here and stuff. Let's go in and put 2 of them in here. Right there. And then we'll landscape around that, of course, too. Put a little path back through there. In our little horse pasture, I like to put a little shed back in here. There's a little shed I like to put in here to protect the horses. I'll have to zoom in here and try to get it all the way back into the corner, just inside of the fence. And I think that is it right there. We'll throw a couple of hay bales in there, put a little bit of dirt down, throw a couple of shrubs around the back there to protect it from the wind, and give our little horses a nice little place there. Let's go into our landscape menu and paint. And we'll just put a little bit of, we'll just outline here just a little bit. Fill this in. Plant some of our grass in here. Let's get a round target. Fill all this in with grass. Let's put a couple of shrubs in here too. And what you can also do around the edges here, if you select this dirt and get the smallest round target and go right around the edges here, this sort of tidies this area up, keeps the grass from overlapping everything, and just kind of adds a little bit better of an effect there, I think. We'll do that all around our grass areas. While we're here, let's go ahead and get rid of all of this with our landscaping tools. Go around the other side here, do the same thing. Let's get rid of some of that. We'll put a little bit more grass over in through here. Put some of our plants in. You'll probably be a little bit more careful with some of your work than I do on here, but I'm just showing this for demonstration purposes, and then you can play around with it. Go back into our paint, get some dirt around the edges. Oops, let's get that round target. The smallest square target just makes a little bit different pattern, but if you use the smallest round target, it seems to do a smaller, more sort of a fine line in through here. And you see, I don't know about you, but I think that looks a little bit better. And you can do that around the whole area and stuff. And also in here, if you'll notice, all of these fields have that big tall grass except along the edges here. And so what I like to do is go in and take this smaller grass, a little bit bigger target here, and just push that bigger, taller grass back a little bit further. Does that make sense? Instead of having it come right up to the edge, I just push it back just a little bit. Now, of course, in these areas back in through here, you want to put a little bit more of your other grass back in here. Just get a bigger target. Sort of just get rid of all of that brown dirt. All of this area back in through here. Plant our plants back in here. And then this gives us a fresh canvas, so to speak, to be able to go in and put in the paths that we want. We're going to have a little path back to the house back there at some point in time. We're probably going to end up plowing all of this and turning it into a grass field or a cornfield or wheat field or whatever you want. But you can cover up and change the landscape in any way you want to. So the next thing we want to do with our landscaping is go in and put a few more little paths in through here. Let's make a round target a little bit bigger. And we'll go in through here and create some other little roadways here for our equipment to get in and out. Now you can leave some of this grass in the center here if you want to. Sometimes that makes it look kind of, pretty neat. We want to put a path in front of our chicken coop here, so we'll just bring this around through this way. Come back out and around here and tie into that. We'll make a path back here to our manure area there. And you can make these paths look any way you want. You can leave that grass in the center if you want to, or you can just bring the whole thing out and just make a little bit more of a formal path. Sometimes I like to do that. Other times I want it to have a little bit more grown-up grass around through there. But just do it any way you want to there. I'm going to bring this out some and tie it back into here. I'm going to go in and cover all of this back over. Put our meadow grass back in there. Throw a few bushes in here. Put a tree or two in here if you want to. Oh, that's too big. Something a little smaller maybe, something like that. Just do anything you want to make it look however you want it to look. So just continue to work on it. Put your paths in where you want to. Landscape, put some grass in where you want it to. I'm not sure what happened here, but we'll just patch it right back up. Put a little bit more grass in there. And just make it anywhere you want. We're eventually going to put a little roadway back in through here. Go around here from our house. Come back around this way so that we can maximize this field here. And like I said, plant some crops or grass or something in through here. So just continue to work on it. Put your landscaping in, put your roadways in, change everything the way you want it to look, and make the farm your very own. Here's a look at the finished product on the Deadwood farm. As you can see, I've got my cow barn there, full of cows. Got my greenhouses going, got all my paths put in, landscaped around everything. There's my house in the background. I've got a fence around it, added a few other decorations to it. Put in the roadway. Landscaping around my silo and my sheds and everything. Yours might not look exactly like this, but this gives you an idea of what you can do with what they give you in the beginning. It only takes a few minutes to get a handle on the controls. Use your landscaping tools, use your easy development controls, and you can do just about anything you want. So there you have it. If you receive value from this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to be notified when the next video posts. Leave a comment below to let me know what you thought of this farm build and give me ideas for future topics for videos. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.